guys, it's Liz from Eating Vegan Simplified. So today I'm actually not going to be cooking a recipe, but instead I'm going to be talking about the best way to store your produce so that it will last, because right now we're all sort of stuck inside and produce is at a premium, and we want to make sure that we could make it last for as long as possible. So I want to show you some of the things that I'm doing. I'm having my groceries delivered. So I got a delivery today. If we step over here, I've put it all in the sink. I don't know if you could sort of get in there. And it's important to wash it off, wash off all of your produce. Well, maybe not all of it, but things that are porous, like this lime. These are good to wash because, you don't know what's on there. I have kind of just soapy water that I've been soaking this in for a while. And then I'm going to dry everything. I have some towels to dry. So for the limes, I'm just storing them in this bowl where I put my, maybe you could just get a shot of that, where I just put all my citrus, which I keep on the counter. However, if you see that it is starting to maybe get a little funky looking because you haven't used all of it, the other thing I do is well, let me show you. Let me go grab it. Hang on one second. Okay, I take an ice cube tray and I squeeze it in here. So the lighter ones are lime and the darker ones are lemon. So then if I want to use it, I could just pop it out, but this way it's just ready to go. So this is another thing. So don't throw away your limes and lemons if they're starting to, get to the end of their life cycle. Just go ahead and take out the juice and put it in an ice cube tray. Okay, so that's one thing you could do. Let me stick it back in the freezer. Okay, so the other things are, okay, here's some cucumbers. So after you wash them, be sure that you dry them off. You don't want to put them away, wet. So I'm drying them off. And cucumbers are something that kind of go bad a little bit quickly, if you don't sort of store them correctly. So what I find makes them last a very long time is storing them in aluminum foil. And if you do that in the refrigerator, I put them in my produce drawer, and that really does help. So let me get some foil. And this foil is looking kind of funky here. I don't know what's wrong with it, but okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. So I probably will need more, but just go ahead and store it in foil. Maybe I'll just do a few at a time because there's so many, which I didn't really order this many, but when you get groceries delivered, that's what happens sometimes. You get what you get. So I really do need to keep them, good for a little while, because I have 5 big cucumbers right now. Maybe I can give some to neighbors or whatever, but okay, so here it is. And once you put that in, you're really not going to know what's in there because it's foil. I want to tell you about these labels that I got. I didn't necessarily get them for this, but I've been using them. So these are labels that will, so I usually put them on my leftover, like in a Tupperware or something in the refrigerator. And then when you wash it or put it in the dishwasher, these labels just disintegrate and they're just gone. So it's really, you don't have to peel them off or anything like that. So when you wash it, that's it. So it's good to label what you're doing, because otherwise you're gonna have to open up the foil each and every time. So this is cucumber, because there's other things also. Some other things are carrots. I'll get a new towel because I want it to be pretty dry. So my carrots, which I've been soaking and washing, and there's quite a few. I'm also going to store these in aluminum foil and put a label on them. And this is a good thing to do because it will last. They will last way longer. I mean, you'll be very surprised. The other thing that I did not get delivered today, because not that I didn't order it, but they didn't deliver it, was celery. Another good thing for aluminum foil, as well as zucchini is another good one. So all of these type vegetables are perfect to put in aluminum foil, and they will last really quite a long time, like probably double the amount of time that they normally would. So make sure you dry them pretty good because you don't want them to be wet when you're putting them in. Kind of dry them a little bit more so they're not wet. So yeah, this is a bag of carrots and there's quite a few of them in here. But yeah, just to see how many you could fit, and you might need probably more than one. There's a lot here. But yeah, put them in the fridge in aluminum foil. And I suggest you put some sort of label on. Obviously, you might not have these labels, but you could just take like a piece of masking tape or any kind of something, a sticky note with Scotch tape or something. But I would definitely label them so that you remember what's in here, because otherwise, if you're like me, you will not. And then you'll have to open up everything. So this will be good. So I don't need these labels to disintegrate, but these are the labels I have. I normally use these, like I say, for my leftovers. So one more small one for the rest of the carrots. Okay, there we go. Okay, and I'll make a label for this when I'm done with the video so you don't have to sit here and wait for me. Okay, next are bananas. Again, I've separated them. First of all, that's a good thing to separate them because they will ripen slower. And so I have done that. And then I've washed the skin. Even though we don't eat the skin, we don't know what's on it, or the person who picked them for you at the market, or you don't know. So I think it's a good idea to wash all produce. I kind of wash every single thing that's coming into my house these days. Okay, and then besides separating them, a good thing to do is you take a small bowl of water, which I have one right here. Let me take this away so you can see. And then if you somehow lean them, and somehow I lean them into each other to make them stay, and then you have just the ends that are in the water. And this will make them stay for so much longer than it was already. So it's a little bit of a trick to get them to stand up. Oops, see? But you know, if I have them against something, then it's probably better. But yeah, so you know, try to get them into some water. You could also put them in a baggie, which might work better, like a baggie that's, you know, filled with a little water, so you don't have to try to do that. But anyway, there it is. So, you know, try to be creative. I have some apples, which I've also washed. These I just keep out at room temperature, but the other thing I use them for, especially the ones that I haven't eaten and they're getting a little bit, you know, older, I put them with my potatoes. Okay, so let me show you my potatoes. Let me just stick these apples right here. Okay, this is how I keep my potatoes, guys. I keep them in a basket, and I have a few apples in here. If you throw a few apples in here, then it won't grow those eyes that, you know, sometimes they grow, and it also keeps them a lot longer. So I put them in a basket, I put the apples with it, a couple of apples, and then I put a cloth over it. And this, it will stay, like these are probably from 3.5 weeks ago, and they're fine. They're perfectly fine, you know, right now. The other thing I do is with my onions. This is really weird, but it works. I found all these things online, guys. I didn't make any of this up at all. I'm not taking any credit for any of it because I found it all online. But these are pantyhose. So you take pantyhose that are clean, of course, and you put onions in here. And what I do is I put the onion in, and then I tie a knot to keep it, you know, just like isolated to that one onion. Then I put another onion in, then I tie a knot. So that's what I've been doing. And this will keep it from growing those long sprouts. It will keep it so that it stays fresh. So I don't know why. I don't know how it's science. I don't know. I'm not that smart to know. But this is how I do. This one was red onion, but I'm out of red onion at the moment. Did not come in my order, but that's what I do with the onions. I have an eggplant. Now the eggplant is best at room temperature to store it. If you have a hot kitchen for some reason, then it's okay to put it in the refrigerator, although it's not perfect, only if you have a hot kitchen. Otherwise, it likes to be in sort of a cool, dry place. So, and don't store it near bananas because it will cause it to ripen more. And so if you don't want that to happen, just be careful not to store it next to bananas. Same thing with like bananas will make lots of things ripen. So sometimes you want your avocados to ripen quickly, put those next to bananas. But if you don't want something to ripen too quickly, do not do that. Okay, and now I am going to show you my, what is this? Parsley, my parsley. So for parsley and cilantro, like this, this is parsley, like a curly parsley. The best way to store it is in a glass jar. Put a couple of inches of water in the bottom of a glass jar. And you put your parsley or cilantro or whatever you have in there. So this, I need to put more water because it's not hitting the water yet. In a second. And after you do this, you know, what you should do is you should put a plastic bag, like a baggie or something, or maybe the bag it came in, over it, like this one that I already ripped. But let's see, I probably have more of those here. Let's see if I do. If I do, I'll put, yeah, here's one. So put a bag over it. And then, you know, as you check it, like let's say in you know, several days, you look at it, just make sure the water is clear. If it's not clear, then go ahead and change the water out, okay? So you would leave it like this and put a plastic bag over it. Again, you could put a label on it, especially if you have one that says cilantro and one that says parsley. Sometimes what I do, give me a second, is I put a rubber band on it to keep it shut, like this. So I just take a rubber band and put it around the bottom. So this will help it to stay really for a long time. So this is a good thing. And again, you could do the same exact thing with your cilantro, okay? So this will help to store it. Other things like, I also got cauliflower and I got mushroom. Because these came in this packaging, I'm choosing to just leave them just like that, okay? And I'm gonna store both of these in my produce drawer in my refrigerator. I'm not washing them first. I think sometimes, if you wash mushrooms when you get them, they'll tend to get moldy. So I think it's not a good idea to do that. And you know, basically that's how I'm keeping my stuff. So I didn't go over every single, you know, fruit and vegetable you might have, but hopefully it will help you to, you know, be able to preserve the ones that you have right now. And I hope you found this helpful, and just stay safe and happy cooking, everyone.